Let me start that. Okay. And then we're going to live stream this. Okay. And I just have to fill in some information real quick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I didn't realize I had the mic cover was still on my
I just
microphone.
thought you were quiet. I wasn't gonna
Nope.
like.
I didn't hear you. You weren't saying anything that whole time.
Ill prepared.
Yeah.
Look down, big old mic. Look how the size of this thing, too. This thing's huge.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
that your mic?
That's my cover.
Your cover. I don't even know what a cover is. So
Cover on my mic keeps the kids or the dog or anything from just
licking it. You know.
anything.
Anything. All right.
Okay.
You're just a laugh a minute, Jen.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, hey everybody, welcome to this episode of So Much Genergy. It's me, Jenny McKinney, and I am here with Jeff Jones.
Jen, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for taking that cover off of your mic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure why it was hard to hear myself. Hear anyone?
I just thought he was quiet. You know?
Yeah, quiet. He was practicing safe microphoning there for sure.
Okay.
Yes. So we are so excited this week to have our new friend, Barbra Banner, on. And Barbra is joining us. She is a psychic, evidential, and trance medium who creates healing through the services and the messages and the sessions that she has with her clients and people. So
Excellent.
please welcome Barbra.
Hi, everybody.
Barbra,
I'm very
welcome.
happy to be here.
Yeah, super
This is what I
excited.
do.
Yeah. And so Barbra got new headphones for this. We're very excited about this. I had a hot date, literally, like I tried to get some vitamin D, some little tanning, like some face tanning, and I burnt. So I'm very burnt. So if I look extra red, it's not my reflection of my hair. So
I
yeah.
thought it was actually. 'Cause you look a little. You look
Little
like
pink?
a little beet.
Yeah,
little pink
yeah.
today.
I got
Yeah,
some
okay.
pink on my face. Yep, nope. New bulbs in the tanning spot for just a hot second. Went too long. I got real sassy on my translucent skin there.
Yeah.
So
Barbra, where are you out of?
I'm Los Angeles,
Oh, okay.
up above the
Excellent.
Sunset Strip.
Yep.
So
Nice.
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 Yeah. Awesome. So I did want to ask, and maybe we could start here, is in mediumship, do you like your psychic part of the healings that you do, or do you like, are you more interested in your evidential mediumship or your trans mediumship?
well, I like to throw them all into the soup. Okay.
Yeah.
Every medium is a psychic. Not every psychic is a medium. Okay, that's a big difference. So, and I did study trance. So during an evidential mediumship session, as I get things, a lot of times spirit will give me the name or mention somebody who's still alive. Okay. And when they do, I tell the client, I said, who is this person? There's something, she's having a hard time right now. Her name is like Lulu or something. And I said, don't tell me anything about her. Let me read her. So that's where my psychic comes in, and I tell her all about what's going on with this person and what her personality is like, and that she needs your help now. So give her a call, take her to lunch. She's in need. And then at the end, I do offer a mediumship that offers a trance message. So at the very end, I'll go into trance and give them a message from whoever we've brought forward that day. So I give the whole kit and caboodle. I try to raise
Ooh.
everybody's spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that. Do you prefer them to have a person ready, or do you like when the person comes to you with just kind of an open slate?
Well, in my learning at the Arthur Findlay College, they said it's a new day. You know, we're not all your clients are not going to be 80-year-old grandmothers that want to. So they said people come, they know who they want to see. It's too expensive just to say, I think I'll have a reading today, and I don't know I don't care who the hell comes. Well,
Yeah.
so what I do is I tell them, because most people have seen some of my podcasts and they know my personality. I said, look, I'm a cut to the chase kind of gal. Okay, let's just get that straight. So I prefer to do a direct link. And I just say, tell me who is the most important person you'd like to see. And I'm going straight toward them like a Scud missile. Okay. And that's the person I'd like to bring out. Now, you can never guarantee anything. And sometimes somebody else will come that they also wanted to see. So, and in that case, I said, well, you did want to see your father. He's a nice guy. He let his brother go first. And she'll go, that's just something my dad would have done. Okay.
Mm.
So I ask them who. And then there's usually time at the end for somebody else or one or two people to do a drive-by.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
so deep,
Yeah.
otherwise,
So
yeah.
Barbara, you're able to choose specifically who you would like to talk to?
Well, yeah, that let them they choose. All of our loved ones are they're in our field, and if unless they don't want to come, I've had people hide in the back, and we found out why. They were embarrassed or whatever. Um, they want to be here. I mean, if you were on the other side, you'd want to get out, get your 15 minutes of fame and talk to
Oh
somebody. I mean, this
yeah.
is this is the best thing. In this world, if you have a son or daughter that's a doctor, highest part of the food chain. On the other side, your daughter's a medium? Are you kidding me? They want to belly up and snuggle up to my family. Okay. So, yeah, everybody wants to talk.
Yeah. Do you find when people come to you for messages or a healing, because that's essentially what they're looking for, right? They want to know
They're all in
something and
grief. Yeah. They want to know how this person died or, what they
right.
have stuff.
Yeah, do you find that spirits like to talk about the death process?
Well, it's very funny. One of my volunteer jobs that I did was a crisis response team for the city, and I would go out to a police scene where the policeman's there and also the dead body's there, and then the family of the person who's deceased comes on. So my job is to help the family through the worst day of their life. So, um, and I'm just used to it. And what was the question? Do they want to come out
No, do they like to share information about their
about their
death?
death?
Yeah, some mediums
Many
just
times,
share that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for the most part, unless it's really traumatic and they don't want their mother, let's just say, to hear the gory details again.
Right.
The spirit cannot make a mistake, okay? We can, as we're human, but they do things for a reason, and I can give you an example
Sure.
of when a woman whose husband um, committed suicide. I didn't know that at the time, and she was there with her 13-year-old daughter. And she goes, "Well, how did he pass?" She was, "You think you're a skeptic? Okay, you're lightweight compared to this woman." Okay, and I said, I don't know why he's not showing me what happened to him. I I don't know. Um, and fast forward to after the session. Um, so she thought I wasn't any good. I got on the phone with a friend and I said, the woman I just had, her husband's coming through now that she's not on the video, and he's climbing up a building, and he jumped off. She goes, that's how he died.
Oh.
So the daughter didn't know how he passed.
Mm.
That's why he did not come forward when I was on with the mother. He did not want to upset her like that. It was her job
Yes.
to say it. So there's always a reason.
Yeah, I've actually just to share in addition to that, I actually had a friend that I was reading for of the person that was deceased. He was, um, as I was tapping into his energy, he kept putting up a stop sign.
Mm,
And she said, yes, that makes perfect sense because he
right.
doesn't like to talk about how he passed.
Yeah. And I don't
So,
like to spend a lot of time. If I say he's
yeah,
really out of it and he didn't really mean to take so many drugs or something,
yeah.
that's enough. You know what I mean? I don't need to get into the nitty gritty.
Right, right. There's so much more that spirit wants to share as well, right? If they
That's what
only
I
have 15
say.
minutes
Yeah.
or, 30 minutes or however long, they're trying to get you to give other
There's
information.
exactly. So
I
they
have a
just like,
I got a random question. Do spirits ever say what they're doing in the time between communicating with you or with
yeah,
people? Do you know what I mean?
well,
Like on a, I don't want to say like on a regular, like what's their regular 9 to 5 if they're
well, it's
not
first of all, they don't have time on the other side. So
obvious,
nothing's
obviously
nothing.
lucky?
They're doing everything you would want to do if you could do everything. There is no physical anything there. They manifest it. It's like they'll close their eyes and say, "I want to live in a mansion tonight." Okay, and it's there, and it's as beautiful as they want it. If they want to have a Ferrari, I get a lot of guys with who I said he's driving a red Ferrari. She said he always wanted one. He loves cars, or he's like surfing on the moon. Anything they want to do, but they always um, they're with family. They are they have jobs. You have to have a life of service. So let's say if you're a drug addict, you will most likely help young kids who have passed from that, help them, assimilate, and they could talk to somebody who understands them. Okay, it's all telepathy, but I'll say talk. So they have jobs. They have, it's like university of heaven. They anything you've been curious about, you can get a download on. So, and it's endless. The universe is endless. They want to go visit you know, the plebeians, the blue people, they can do that. It's everything is there for them. All they have to do is think of it and they're there.
Hmm.
So, what would you
Yeah.
do if I said, okay, you're here now? What have you always wanted to do? Just tell me right now.
Are you
That you've
asking
never,
me?
I'm asking you, and
Oh,
nothing that you've done,
go to
something you
space.
did.
Yep, 100% go to
Okay,
space.
that's what you'd be doing. You'd be going right into space. You'd just imagine a rocket and you'd pack a lunch and you would just go and you'd turn left at Saturn and see what happens. Anything you want. That's why when people have NDEs, nobody wants to come back. There's nobody
Mm,
saying, okay, this place stinks. I'm going home. Home is there, okay? And a lot of people who do come back from an NDE, well, that's why it's near death. They did not die. They're pissed off when they get back here. They want to go back. They don't want to stay here. Earth is like a hellhole, known in the universe, to come
Right?
and have a life and work off some karma. So this is the hardest place to do that.
yeah. Do you find too with spirits that you have connected with or like the downloads that you get, have you ever had where spirit has mentioned a time frame that it takes for when they leave their physical body to when they can actually manipulate energy? In the sense of like if somebody's looking for like a visitation or a sign. Is there
They can do that right away. Okay.
okay.
It's okay. There's no time there. It may take a fraction of a second, and they know how to turn off the TV or um, make the light flicker. Okay. They can do all that. And it's also easy for them right after they've passed to appear like in a dream, and it seems very 3D.
Mhm.
And people get very upset because they love that dream visitation. But it's such a low vibration that spirit doesn't really want to get down in the dirt kind of thing. They don't want to really come back and be in a dream because it's really difficult for them. It's like a really like going through sludge for some reason. But right
Mm.
after they go, they're like they can do it and it's still hanging a little. But yeah, that's why they don't do a lot of dream visitations. They do it
Oh,
in the beginning, first couple days, months, and then sort of tails off. But
oh, that's
they can give
interesting.
signs immediately. Immediately. They can twinkle the lights, put a penny under your foot,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, interesting. I love that too because if they're super busy and then they come back and then they're giving you little signs.
Oh, they could be in 20, 30 places at once. Okay, we're living five lives parallel to each other at different times. They could be anywhere.
Yeah.
So, um, they could be in school, and right, and you're sitting in your living room, eating popcorn, watching a movie with you at the same time. They just split their energy between where they need to go.
Mm, yeah, I love that. Um, Shoot, I just had my question to ask about oh my gosh, hang on. Okay, we do have a question in our audience here.
Okay.
Um, One of the viewers, Tanya, is asking if you would be able to do an example of a trans reading, or is it not available because it's a process that you would have to do?
Yeah, I need to like meditate into it.
Okay.
It's a lot of people, I don't sound that different. I just sort of get into a state of, almost sleep. Um, and my cadence is just different and it's a lot more flowery words that I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
So I can't do it now. It also makes me so tired. That's why I do it at the end of a reading
Oh,
because it's all this energy is being drained from me. So if I did it for you now, I'd be a bomb for the rest of the thing. Okay, I'm not
okay.
doing it.
Yeah, I got you. I just
Right.
remember my question. So
Okay.
during if if you connect with somebody and let's say if you start psychically in a reading, have you had where let's say somebody's spirit guide has come in or like nature beings or other beings, have you seen those types of things for people during a reading?
Well, I've taken some classes to connect like with cosmic beings, and it's not that they're new. It's actually us remembering some of our beginnings. Okay, so
Mm.
um, I when someone's getting a reading, their spirit guides are working with our spirit guides and my higher self. It's a team effort, okay? And they just give it to me. So yeah, their spirit guides are always with them anyway, and they're helping each other. It's a
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, I love that. So I just wanted to share an instance to see if you wanted to just share if you've had anything like this where I connected with the sitter and as soon as the it looked like a spirit had come in and I'm describing her and then I realize all of a sudden the spirit tells me I'm her in high school. And so it was like I had seen her younger self but originally it looked like a spirit had come in to talk to her, but it was herself.
It was herself. It was like her
Yes.
higher self.
Yes.
I have had that. It was funny because it was a man who came, and I said, "This is really a little freaky," but I got somebody who looks just like you. Okay, like you are looking in a mirror. He goes, "That's what I asked for. I asked for my higher self. That's who I
Oh,
wanted." So
that's amazing.
and a lot of times I'll do a trance message from their higher self because the higher self knows everything. It's like connected with the soul. Everything you want to know about yourself is in you, is in your soul. So if you dig,
Yeah, it's interesting too when we can't hear it ourselves, right? Like it's interesting you have to go to somebody else to get your a message from you.
I actually I get woken up in the middle of the night, like around 3 when the veil is the thinnest, and I
Yeah.
go into the den so I don't wake my husband or dog up. And I put the recorder on, and I do a trans message for me with my higher self if I need
Oh,
information. So yeah,
yeah.
because I don't remember what I say after a trance. It's
Yeah.
like it's because it's not really me. I'm over here having a cup of coffee, and they're just so yeah,
Sharing information. I love
yeah,
that. Yeah, that's actually so I do healing energy sessions, and that's exactly what's happened. And it's like where you're in an altered state, and
yeah,
I'm taking notes, and then at the end, it's crazy because I can subtly remember, but if you would ask me what are some things you remember about the session, I could give you, this much when it was like
right. Same
six
here. Yeah,
pages of notes.
right. Yeah.
And I just think it's so amazing that these things are happening and you can't necessarily describe it other than it feels really magical is the best way to describe it. How would you describe like mediumship or psychic and your higher self and all the things?
Well, it's all different. It just uses different parts of me for just pulling out. I just sort of tune in for the psychic things and get she's, very shy and introverted and her personality and what's going on. And for evidential, you spirits just giving me lots of evidence and validation of what they already know or what they think they know. Um, it's all different. They teach us don't use psychic in a reading, but it's part of us. You can't
Right.
you can't separate it out and say you stay in that room until I come and get you. You can't. It's all blended in. So
Yeah. When you mentioned you get downloads too, do you just randomly get them like when you're recording? Could it be different?
no, no,
Okay.
it's like I'll last March or something, I said, I'm walking around, I'm buzzing like, like I've got a buzzer. And I was just getting downloads for the month, and that's what it was. I could feel the
Mm.
energy. It's a different energy. And I don't know what it is, but obviously I know more than I did before I got them. So I'm sure it'll come back out when I need it. Okay. I'm just the vessel. Fill me
Yeah.
up with whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. There's another psychic that I listen to, and she's funny. She's like, "Hang on, I'm getting a hit," which just sounds so funny. Just different people have different words, and so it's just
Right.
funny when she's like, "I'm getting a hit." Like it just makes me think of like every time,
Right.
like, "Ooh, I'm getting it."
Oh, right. Yeah. It's all so crazy. I get some interesting things in the middle of the night, I have to say.
Mm,
And a lot of times I believe it's because the reading, the energy was a little off. And I
okay.
could,
Yeah.
so the woman who was so skeptic with the husband her husband came at like, 4 in the morning, and he showed me a half a bagel toasted with the scent, with it scooped out.
Yeah.
Women
Oh
scoop
yeah.
it out, less calories.
Yeah.
So I get in touch with her. I said, "Your husband came to me," because she was so skeptical. And I said, "He showed me a half a bagel scooped out." She goes, "That's ridiculous. You called me to tell me a scooped out bagel. That's evidence." 4 days later, she emails me. She says, "You're not going to believe this." She said, I took my daughter to, her grandparents. They wanted to see her. And my father-in-law says, "I invented a product. I'm going to show you the prototype. And you tell me if you know what it is." So he brings out some contraption. And she says, "I have no idea what this is." He said, "It's a bagel scooper." She said she fell off the chair. She told the parents that I knew. Okay, so he, they come when they want, and they'll give me. Usually, it's good stuff in the middle of the night. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah, Jeffy,
I
go.
got a question. Now
okay, yeah,
with the bagel scooper, are you looking to scoop out the breading
Yeah.
around
yes. Don't
the
you know that's
crust?
It's a thing, not the
Yes.
crust. You keep the crust. Mostly women, they don't want to just have all that bread in a bagel. It's pretty
Why
dense.
are you eating a bagel then?
It's a thing. Come on,
Anyways,
I've gotten it. I've actually gotten that. I have ordered that
you
scoop.
want to fill it with
And
some tuna
peanut
fish or
butter.
something.
No, peanut
yeah,
butter?
Yes, anything.
That's where I was
well,
getting at. That sounded so good
Okay.
when you
actually,
just
because
scoop
you
a
can get
bagel on.
more
You
into
get
the
more of the
bagel
good stuff.
holder.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just and the rest is just bread. It's just too much bread.
yeah, too much.
That sounds so good.
See, when I get into spirit, I'm just going to eat all the bread, all the gluten.
Totally. And it has no calories, so you can eat
Yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah. No, Barbara, I wanted to ask, have you astral traveled?
I did. I was taking a class that touched on all this stuff.
Okay.
So I did astral travel
Uh-huh.
to go have a talk with my guides. This was like maybe 3 years ago or something because I needed to know more, um, and it was cool. And I've done it after, listen, on YouTube, there's a meditation for anything. Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
want to astral travel, meditation. You want to, remote viewing, which I've done. There's anything, get to sleep and have a nightmare, whatever you want. It's there. Just ask, and it's free. So YouTube is the best.
Yeah, I would say that on that note, though, be careful because some have ads and that will make you jump out of your skin when you are not ready. If there's an ad right in the middle of your meditation,
Oh,
you
okay.
would think they should not
Yeah.
be doing that. Should not be allowed. But
A
I
lot of
had
them
that
will
the other
put it
night.
they will put it in their name like ad free, or it'll
Yeah,
say no ads, or it'll say ads in the
Yeah.
beginning.
yeah.
I don't think they really put the ads in the middle of a meditation. I think you get it before and
Yeah,
maybe
they
after
should,
because
but maybe it was an accident because
yeah, agreed, one or
yeah.
the other. Okay.
I started listening to this audio book, and it does that. Like they get real frequent. Like they were only like every 20 minutes, all of a sudden, because they're
It's
like
so bad
it's an
now.
audio book, and the
I
levels like
know.
right here, and then the ad comes in, and
I
you're
know.
like, Jesus.
And they always make ads more louder for some reason to
I
Yeah.
shock
know.
you.
Yeah, I was
And
listening
then
in the car the other day, and then when the ad, when you're like you're paying attention, but you're like into the book, and then all of a sudden
yeah.
the ad comes on, and it literally jolted me. You know when you almost feel like you get in a car accident and it shakes your whole body. Jiminy Christmas.
Yep.
Well, I had a few
Yep.
other choice words, but
Right, right.
yeah, yeah. I did want to ask. I've had a few instances where during a reading where of course the person's personality will come through
Yes.
that you're
Their
connecting with.
essence.
And do you find, because I think it's so funny when like spirits swear, because that's part of their personality. Have you had spirits where they have sworn or like really brought in their personality where it would be sort of like shocking, or you didn't, that wasn't something you've had
Well,
before?
I'm more likely to swear than spirit. Okay, I can get myself really worked up.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but
excuse me.
they have they're just recreating, okay? When we come down here, we're playing a part, okay? We're
Yeah.
playing a part, and I could be a villain and chop people's head off or whatever. But it's not who I am in my essence. It's the part that we needed to play to make to learn for all the people around us, so that we can get a lesson and elevate ourselves, our souls. Um, so there hasn't been a lot of swearing. I have said, look, there's a lot of four-letter words coming out of your grandmother. Okay, um, she looks fierce. All right, she's like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. She's got army boots on. So they said nothing needs to be said. That's who she was.
Yeah.
But it isn't like I'm stuck in a biker gang and there's no other
Oh, right,
words.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually had one this week where
Mm,
oh, it's only Tuesday. Just kidding. It was last week. Sorry. The the spirit had come in and it was a aunt, and she I think she needed a shock the sitter to say, this is BS, get out of your headspace and, stop
Okay,
doing this.
that's a fair
Yeah.
message. That's a fair message.
Yeah. And it was interesting too because her aunt kind of stayed back a little bit the whole time because I was doing an energy healing session and we were just going through the notes and her aunt just was kind of hanging back. And it's like as soon as she said something, she walked real fast right up to me, like hands on her hips, and she's like, "You tell her right now, this is BS." And I was like,
right. Yeah.
and
That
I'm looking
happens.
over here like, okay, sorry to interrupt, but your aunt is going to want me to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. I always just say trust whatever they give you, no matter how crazy it is. You have to
Yes.
just say it. You
Oh,
just have to say it.
let me share this with you. I love this so much. So I was with a sitter a week ago, and the lady just kept showing me she was taking cotton balls and pulling the cotton apart, so I knew what it was. And I said, she's showing me cotton balls, and she's like, yeah, that was her dog's name. And I was like,
Oh,
oh my gosh.
she's pulling apart her dog. Oh God, that's so sad.
No. She was just pulling apart the car.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You just got to say, because sometimes I'll tell the client, I said, if you don't understand what I'm saying,
Right.
the message, just tell me and I'll go back in.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I've either changed a one word of how I get it,
Yeah.
or dropped a word. And if they say I don't understand that, and then I say, okay, instead of that word, this word. Yes, that's it. So it's us that make the mistake.
Yeah.
But on another show, I said, he said, is there anything you just didn't want to say that you just couldn't trust? I said, yeah, but I don't think this is not prime time made for TV. He goes, you can tell me. Do you ever watch Saturday Night Live?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you know what Andy and Justin Timberlake did?
Yeah.
Dick in a Box.
Yeah.
That's what I saw for this 90-year-old grandmother spirit. Okay. And I said to myself, if I say that, I'm going to push. I can't be responsible for that. It's just too crazy. And I didn't say it. I froze, and I don't freeze. But the people in my it was a gathering. They said, Barbara, I think she had a stroke. She's not moving. Okay. I didn't know what to do. All right. Anyway, that was one thing that I felt was inappropriate to have it come out of the grandmother. Okay. And I don't know what was going on. Sometimes spirit will push me. Anyway, that's the worst one. And I had another like grandmother tell me to, tell my granddaughter that she needs to do phone sex if she wants more money. And I said, your grandmother says do phone sex if you want more money. And I thought, okay, this is crazy. She said, oh gosh. She said, that is a running joke with my husband and I. We just bought a house. And he says, you want a different chair? You better go do phone sex. It was a joke. So you just have to trust.
A joke or a calling.
Right.
It's just the stuff they give you is crazy. I have very funny guides. Very funny. They're pretty funny.
Yeah. Same. I hear that.
Yeah. So just go with it. Listen, when you're in grief or you just miss somebody, laughter is the best thing for you. It raises your vibration. It opens you up. It makes you closer to spirit. It's all about raising the vibration. And that's what they do with me. Of course, I read the room. If somebody comes to me and they're like crying or really just distraught,
Sure.
I just give them my compassion. I usually have a little test up front. I say something, and if they break a smile, then I can go on. So I don't want to upset anybody. But that's our jobs. That is the job of the ones we leave behind. is to learn to laugh again.
Mm.
That's what spirit wants from us. They do not want us in grief long. They want us to find love again. You know, if you're meant to be with somebody, you're going to be with them. So they want us to have a great life, and they just want it to happen as quickly as it can. So
Yeah.
got to help them along a little.
Yeah. I did want to share that during our bagel conversation, Chrissy posted that she was eating a bagel. She's like, I'm
Oh,
laughing as I'm eating a bagel.
did she scoop it out, or
I
did
don't
she
know that
go?
she scooped it out. I think she was eating the
Okay.
whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was for her, so
Yeah.
she might want that contraption if it ever comes on the market. Who knows?
Right. That's amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. I do have a question for you because I feel like I want to ask this for Jeff Jones. What's your take on Bigfoot? What are your thoughts on Bigfoot?
Be honest.
I can't. You guys, this is what you want to know. How do I know? Okay. I'm sure, like we're all supposed to have DNA from other star beings and everything. I'm sure there is a Bigfoot somewhere, in the mountains somewhere. And why wouldn't there be? Um, uh, there's all sorts of aberrations that they can grow too much hair. He could have a hormone problem, and just be a big guy. We don't know. We just
Exactly.
and but why? And there's so many sightings that people, who aren't crazy. So I just say, why not?
Yeah.
I
Maybe
can't give
there's a
you
meditation
evidence.
for that on YouTube.
Let me know. Let me know.
I got a question. Do you find that when spirits come to you, do they more times or not want to give the sitter information, or do they come to you expecting the sitter to ask questions and for
Well,
them
I
to answer?
do. No, they they know they already know what the sitter's questions are, and a lot of times, before I say, "Do you have any questions?" and we have just been talking, they'll say, "You already answered all the questions I had," because the spirit knows what the questions are. But so what I do, because what I like to do, is before I have them ask questions, I say, I'm going to hijack the first question, because I don't want to know what it is. I just want to give you an answer to the question, and I don't want to know what it is. Keep my head out, which is just like trance. So I said, okay. I said, ask your son a question, and I'll tell you what he shows me. So she says, I've asked him. I said, I am seeing your son riding in heaven, riding on the back of a giant butterfly, like it's a plane. It's so big. And he's dive bombing and he's zooming around and he's having the best time. So she starts crying. I said, what was the question? She said, I asked him, what's he doing on the other side? Now, here's what's interesting. After we got off, she sent me a picture. She bought a book for her daughter, who was younger, and in it was a page that showed a little boy riding on the back of the butterfly. Okay? You can't make this stuff up.
Can't
She
make
was
it up.
blown away. And that is so powerful for the mother, because she knows that's what he's doing and that he was there when she was reading the book to his sister. And it just is so comforting. And that's where the healing is, that they're so comforted to know that they're there. Um, I say, what were you stepping over the other day? You're like lifting your leg and stepping over something to get over something. Uh, and he said, I was on a boat deck and I had to like lift my leg way up to get on this boat. That was just yesterday. I said, well, he was there, okay? He showed me. Those things, those are validations, and I told somebody, oh my gosh, you've got like a giant, you have butterflies flying, they're like dive bombing you. There's one of them especially, and they're just following you around. And he said, that has been happening for the last 4 days. I've been on vacation, and 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 they've been all around me. And I said, so didn't you think it was a sign? And he said, I thought it might be butterfly migration time. I said, that's the most ridiculous excuse for not listening to a sign when these butterflies are like in your grill and just sitting there looking at you and landing on you. Butterfly migration, people, if they're not open to it, if they're not aware, and if they don't believe it, they can make up a lot of excuses to what's happening, that it doesn't mean anything. But here's what I tell everybody. In our world, it's seeing is believing. And that's for you, buddy. In your world. In my world, it's believing is seeing. If you don't believe it, you are not going to be open to see it. So if you want things to really expand and you really want to get the good stuff, you're just going to have to go with it and say, what the hell? Anything's possible in this world. I mean, it's like we're living in Disneyland. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
So if you open up more, bro, you're going to have a better life here, more experience, and you're going to be seeing stuff that you never thought was possible.
Yeah. That's funny too, because it's not that Jeff Jones is closed-minded. It's more.
Why do you call him Jeff Jones? Okay.
That's my name.
That's his name.
Is that your middle name, Jeff Jones?
No, full name, Jeff Jones.
Full name.
Okay.
Government name. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's always called me that.
All right, so it's a thing.
I don't know, since kids.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. I know. Even as a kid, I never questioned like why you say my full name.
All right.
Yeah.
What's funny is how fast other people just start
We'll
picking
pick
up
it
on
up.
that.
Yeah.
And say that.
He said normally he only uses one F, so it's just JEF because people don't. The second one's silent.
No, no one ever says it.
So Jeff, I hear that you're really very skeptical. Do you have a question that I might be able to?
No,
it's funny too because it's not that.
Well,
yeah.
I at the end of my sessions, I do a little exercise with the clients so that they can know that their loved one is around them and putting things in their head. So I tell people, I said, okay, I'm going to count to 3 and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes into your mind. It's an item or thing. So I said that on one of the podcasts I did. And I didn't know that the host was playing along. Okay. I had no idea. So she emails me. She goes, you didn't know this, but I played too. And I got an elephant. And I thought, an elephant. Where am I going to see a big elephant or something? And it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be a representation of an elephant. And it can't be like you're going to the zoo. It has to be where you least expect it. She said, I took my son to a new mini golf place. She said, look what the new hole is. You have to put the ball through the hole.
Oh, yeah.
You can't make this stuff up. And I got one more for the real skeptic here that I'll show. I have so many, but okay. So I had a woman who lost her husband, and I said, okay, 1, 2, 3. What is it? What is it? She goes, a wrench. He used to love to tinkle with cars. So 2 days later, she sends me a picture of him, and I didn't look any further. I cut his head off because of privacy matters here. But on the picture, there was a Google like strip, like a thing that had the G for Google. It was like Google Video or something. She goes, look closer in the G.
Oh,
there's Spirit put a wrench in the G. How do you make this stuff up? You can't. Spirit can do so many things. And if you believe it, you are going to just, what can I tell you? What
I
can I
feel like
tell
she's
you?
staring in your soul
I
right
know.
now.
I'm not.
I am,
Right
buddy.
now.
Okay. And here's just a funny one. Okay.
Okay.
I had a client in Italy, and she was just missing her lover, who died. And I had said, what's your, what is it? She goes, it's love, it's a heart. So she was sending me a whole bunch of hearts that they're everywhere. And then she sends me this. She says, even this one blew me away. She's Italian. She's eating pasta. She sticks her fork in, and a heart-shaped piece of pasta comes out. I mean, you would have had to cut it, and it's. And she also sent me this. It was the milk left in her cereal spoon, and the bran flake was
Oh
in the
my
shape of a heart.
gosh.
I
That's
had to make
amazing.
pictures. Yeah, it's just so crazy. But hopefully it can give people who, especially who have just lost somebody, and they don't know what to think. I mean, you can't, especially if somebody's very religious, they think, we're the devil,
I was
that,
going to
that
ask
that
if
this
you were
is
religious. Are you
me. No,
religious? No.
no, not at all. I'm Jewish.
Oh,
I'm not really religious.
I gotta go.
Uh, Anti-Semitism on this show, Jeff. This
No,
is
I'm
bad.
joking.
I know
No,
you
I
are.
was gonna ask you that back when you were talking about
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
speaking to
not.
a spirit that was talking to you about suicide or how they had gone. That's when I was got me to
Yes, they
thinking
do
like
show me
obviously
suicide.
you're probably not religious.
Right. And that's, once you get there, it's only the source. It's the big energy there. And your Buddha or, Jesus, so they're all masters. So they're all there, but they're still one big kahuna.
Have you ever experienced there's been times where I've had spirits come and they they will share with me that the sitter is that the spirit was religious in life and didn't believe in certain things, and then how happy they are on the other side,
Absolutely.
and then you
Oh
can
yeah.
feel that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Especially the worse they are, the more infirm they are at the end when they can't walk and they're in a wheelchair and they're on oxygen. A lot of times when they first come out, the guys coming out boxing and kicking and karate chops and everything. I said, your dad he's back. He's like back in action. Okay. Everything that he had when he zipped off his human suit, gone, gone. No depression, no nothing, just his pure essence and filled with love. And he's home. He couldn't be happier. And
Yeah.
they don't miss, spirit doesn't miss us as much as we miss them
Mm.
because they're with us like all the time. They just like you think they're here. They know what we're doing. They
Yeah.
know, the bad business deal you're about to make. They, and that's how they can be helpful. They can put it in your head. Not good right now. Stay, don't move. And I've had them do that. Um, I said, I said to some woman, I said, your dad is showing me your house is full of boxes. It's just, there's boxes. Are you moving? She said, I was going to move. And I said, your dad just screamed, don't move. Don't move. And she said she canceled. She did not move.
Mm.
If he came down here to tell her, don't move, I said that is the message he's giving you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not if someone just died, you're not supposed to make any life decisions for a while until you're out of the grief because
Yeah.
things can go haywire. Even the we have free will doesn't usually come out as good as when they do it. Okay.
Yeah. I love that. That's amazing.
Nice.
I love all the healing too for everybody, and how you
Oh
shared
yeah.
too just how like because our message here is always like sharing love and laughter with the world, and so we always want to bring that positive spin into,
Yeah.
respectfully, but at the same time knowing that how laughter can literally instantly raise your vibration and your
Absolutely.
frequency. Yeah.
It just lift you up.
Yeah.
Um, and by the way, I also did a little studying on laughter. 15 minutes of laughter equals 2 hours of restorative sleep. It can stave off anxiety and depression. It can lower your blood pressure, up your immune system. It has so many really good benefits.
Yeah.
It's
So during
medicine.
COVID, I was doing laughing meditation. So I've actually done laughing meditation live, like within groups. The first
Uh-huh.
one I took was 45 minutes of laughing meditation, and I laughed the full time, right? Like
Wow.
deep laugh. And but you have to laugh, real laugh or fake
Right.
laugh.
Right.
So because your body doesn't know the difference. And so it was making me laugh even harder with people fake laughing.
Faking. Right. Right. Yeah.
Yes. So even if you fake laugh, if you think about it just as a family too, like what a funny like family function, you know what I mean? And that's what I love too about like comedy shows because then you're bringing everybody to laugh, but then it's perspective on the joke, right? So I wanted to take the jokes out of the comedy part and just have the laughing. So for the benefit.
Well, I think you should do that as a you should have a laugh-a-thon for people in
Yeah.
grief. You should, if you are in grief, I tell clients, I say, get your kids together, um, pick out a movie your teenage son loved,
Yeah.
and get all together on the couch because he's going to be there and have a wonderful movie night. And
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That is
they want to still
so,
be part of the family. They really
yeah,
do. They don't want to, they want their pictures out. They want to, it's crazy.
yeah,
Something crazy happened to my daughter yesterday, and I have to say, because so she had a guest in from out of town, a sorority sister. Anyway, my daughter went to sleep, and she woke up in the morning, and there was a feather on the floor in the kitchen. And sometimes, my mother-in-law leaves her a feather. And then her friend comes in. She goes, "What's that feather doing there?" I picked a feather up and put it in the trash 3 times last night. That one feather, she had been throwing it away, and Grandma had been putting it back down on the floor 3 times. True story.
I love that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Jeff Jones, like he has an empty coffee cup and then all of a sudden it just filled back up because he's addicted.
Wow.
So like,
It's fresh says free refills.
So you have selective skepticism, okay, when it's in your
right.
best interest. I need a cup of coffee. I believe in you.
Can you fill this up? And can you put a heart on the top, please?
Right.
Right. Grams, if you were here, you'd fill my coffee up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, they don't like to be tested.
No,
You're right.
I don't
especially
like to
her.
be tested either. I have
Right.
one client who always, and she just said,
Mm.
I can't feel my husband. I can't feel him. You keep telling me he's around me all the time. I said, he is. She said, if he was around me, he'll tell you what show I was watching I was binge watching during the pandemic. And I thought, he's not going to answer little questions. I can ask. I can't tell you if he's going to answer. And he tells me we're very close. He said it was Outlander. And I told her it was Outlander. She said that's what it was. It was Outlander. So they could tell, and I always say spirit tells you what you need to know, not what you want to know. And it made me realize she really needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I should take my ego out that it was, don't test me. I don't like it. Um, she needed to hear that. So,
Yeah. That's amazing that you did share it.
yeah.
Yeah. and
So,
then and then gotta go, ma'am.
right.
Pew! Hit the eject button right on the chair. No, I'm just joking.
I know. No. I love her. She comes. She's a really good client. She comes all the time. But
That's amazing. Yeah, I
it's
love
just
that. Yeah.
I just
Well,
you never know what spirit's going to do. That's all I can say. You just don't know.
yeah. Well, Barbara, we need to have you come back and share more fun stories. I love it. I love it. And we can,
Absolutely.
yeah, and we can find time to maybe do something laughing together. That would be amazing. I would love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We could do a short laugh.
Yes. So
Um,
what I do, I actually do a monthly healing session. So it's a free healing prayer circle. The first Sunday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and so we'll do 20 minutes of healing and prayers for whoever you want, and then we do 8 minutes earth healing and energy, and then we do 2 minutes of laughter at the end, so that everybody
okay.
leaves
Well,
on a high note.
you'll
So
let me know what's going on, and if I'm around, because that's 4:30 my time.
yeah.
I do a lot of donational readings on Sundays too.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
anyway, but
Okay.
I'm
Pro
definitely coming
bono.
back.
Yeah.
You can't keep me away from
Yeah.
this thing. This has been so much fun.
I like you, Barbara. You're all right.
Super
Oh,
fun. I love
thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
That's the
And
first time you smiled tonight, buddy.
I
Okay.
know my day isn't going the best.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
that's
it's almost
amazing.
over.
Yeah. So
So
where can
thank
people
you for
find you?
having me. Yes,
Yeah.
they can find me. You can book a reading. You can see what I do. I have wonderful testimonials and little snippets. Um, bannermedium.com. It's pretty easy. Bannermedium.com. And I'm also on TikTok. I do little 10-second snippets of crazy things that happen or interesting things that
Yes.
happen. And those are also on Facebook and and Instagram. And it's either under Banner Medium 13 or Barbara Banner.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and we'll put links down here in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
chat, in the description, and the links to get to you so that we can connect with you again. We'll definitely have you
Terrific.
back on here. I would love that.
I got lots of
Excellent.
stories in my little pocketbook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thanks so much. And thanks everybody for being here live too and putting your information in there. So we appreciate you and we will see you again next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
she
she just jump out?